Hey, good morning guys. Sahil here from Empyrean Property Group, and today we're discussing Empyrean knowledge. So we'll be talking about Victorian Homebuyer Fund scheme. A few of my clients have used that in last 6 to 7 weeks and have found it very beneficial. So I just wanted to take a quick, drop in and just give you some information about that, because a lot of people in the area are not aware of that scheme. Currently what's running, because a lot of broker channels don't have the eligibility for providing that scheme at the moment, and at the same time there's only 4 banks which are doing it currently. CBA is one major bank, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, who's of course promoting this scheme. And again, I came to know about it as well about 4 or 5 months ago. Was not aware of the information, what's needed, what needs to be done. So hence I thought it might be good to just share some information with everyone out there. If you're looking and struggling to find a house, or you're not able to match the deposit terms, or you're not able to get the full approval what you're after, missing properties by 20-30k, and you need some extra assistance, of course government comes in handy with the scheme. So it was started, probably it's been since early this year and last year, which I came to know about the scheme. And basically what government does for you is that they're doing 25% contribution. You just need to show 5% of your genuine savings. Now, genuine savings is a term which can be different for different banks, so you probably might have to just approach your bank and have a chat with them and ask them what exactly is genuine savings. But you just have to have that conversation. So you contribute only 5%, government can go up to 25% for you. You can do higher deposit if you would like, but minimum is 5% genuine savings requirement. With that 25% extra, that helps a lot. Of course, the government has a shared interest in your property. So in case in the future you plan to sell it, or you want to buy back your property share from the government, you have the options available, which kick in after 2 years once you have lived in that property. So just being very careful, you can't really buy a property for investment purpose, has to be for owner occupying purposes. You can't lease out the property in your term, because then of course you will fail the government contract. You can lease out a room or something if you need, that's up to you. But in saying that, again, there's different criteria. So just make sure that you're 100% aware of what needs to be done when you're using this scheme. I've gone through some details and I was looking at what exactly can be the impact. But just looking at it, and of course they're giving up to $1.6 billion in funding. I think so a lot of Australians should make use of it. If you're an Australian permanent resident above the age of 18, or even if you're a New Zealand resident, you're eligible for this scheme. And along with that, there's an income criteria which you need to match as well. So the income requirement for an individual is 130,485 or under. That's when you qualify for this scheme. Or if you're doing a joint application, you have to have a total of 208,775 or under to get a joint application for this scheme, to be approved for that. The process is quite simple. You have to go to your bank first, get them to approve your application, whatever amount they can lend you based on your income. And then after that, deciding upon what sort of house you want to buy, what is the price you want to see, and pretty much just makes the process quite simple after that. So supposedly if you're buying a $600,000 property, I've already mentioned it over here as well, done an example. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but if supposedly you're buying a $600,000 property, you've got a contribution of 5%, that is $30,000, and government can boost up to 25%, so they'll give you $150,000 of your added equity onto the property. So that means your bank should be able to approve your lending of $420,000. Again, just going back to the math, 600,000 is your purchasing amount. You're doing $30,000 as a contribution, that's 5%. 25% of government contribution will be equivalent to $150,000. So you have to make sure whichever bank you're going with, Bendigo Bank, CBA, Bank Australia, and then there's Indigenous Business Australia. These are the 4 banks which are doing it. You just have to go to them and get an approval of $420,000. So that is there. Your approval first will come from the bank. After that, the bank, once they do the pre-approval, they send out the details to the SRO, Strait Revenue's office, which does the valuation on their end. And once that's been approved, the buyers get a letter directly from the government. So you don't get anything from the bank, but the government will directly send you a letter on your registered address stating you've been approved for it. And then you've got a matter of 6 months on it. So it's quite a long time frame. So within that 6 months, you have to make a purchase, making sure that you can qualify for that. just in case if you're not able to make a purchase or if your situation has changed, you don't want to go ahead, you have to let them know that you won't be pursuing with this grant. So there's no cons to in terms of if you don't reach out, if there's going to be a problem, but it's better to just keep them informed what your situation is, what you want to do, because in the future if you need that again, probably that might be a good idea just to have that clear score with the government anyways. In the future, once you've bought the place, so as I said, 2 years time you've got. So within 2 years, you can, buy back from the government. You can either do a refinance on your loan based on that valuation at that time, which is done by, again, the government from their end. Based on that, they will give you what is the payback to be made to them if you want to buy that 25% back from them. If your value boosted for the property, of course, you have to give them the higher share. So supposedly if your value has gone from $600,000 to $700,000, you've got an increased equity of $100,000. So you'll add another $25,000, which will be going extra to the government. So that's how the scheme works. It's quite generic, but again, as I said, like a lot of people are not aware about this scheme. It is a very, very good scheme if you are in that boat where you're not able to, make a decision just because your lending capacity doesn't match to what the houses you're looking at, or if your deposit amount is not where you want it to be. You also avoid any lender's mortgage insurance on that, because of course the total capacity based on this example, you're giving about 30%. So you're avoiding lender's mortgage insurance. Again, that is a big, of course, flaws for a lot of people. They don't like to pay, or don't like to be charged the lender mortgage insurance, so you're avoiding that. And also, if you're a first home buyer, you do have an option of getting the $10,000 back if it's a brand new house. All those other grants will work with this scheme for you. The lending amount maximum which you can go is up to $950,000, so just under $1 million, and that pretty much gives you all that criteria. So in case if you've got a house currently in the housing market, of course, if you're looking for a decent home, you're not getting anything under 700, basing it on the areas what you're looking in. Of course, the areas I work in, the average selling price over there for a 4-bedroom home is 650 to 700,000. So in case if it's 700,000 for you probably, and you only got a approval by yourself based on your income for say about 650,000, and you're not able to match the criteria, then definitely this scheme will help you. So get into it, have a chat with your banks. They'll give you more information about it. My session was just to be very generic. I will put a link for the SRO online website where you can find more information. It answers a lot of other questions. It also gives you the more eligibility questions you've got. One other thing which I'll add is that in case if you're coming from Torres Strait Islander, or if you're from Aboriginal community, then you're looking at a 35% borrowing from the bank, and you just have to do a deposit of 3.5%. So you need to have just genuine savings of 3.5%, and 35% is contributed by the government for Aboriginal community and Torres Strait Islanders. So keep an eye, just make sure you match the criteria. SRO website has got the calculators for you. They've got all that information you need. It's just about getting it out there, because as I said, like I've seen a lot of spread of people, they are very surprised that why this scheme has not been discussed openly. Probably if you're approaching the brokers directly currently, they don't have the approval for at the moment to use this scheme, but probably might be in the future they do get on board. Currently it's only 4 banks who are doing that. So get onto it, have a chat with your banker, and make sure that you do get everything sorted. You do have a lot of options available. This is one of the schemes, but there are a few other schemes running as well at the moment which might be beneficial for you. So whenever you're going in and having a discussion, make sure the banker is telling you everything they know about what are the other schemes and all that, so that you can make an informed decision. I do have a lot of bankers on my panel. In case if you guys are interested in getting some information from experienced bankers, you can give me a call, or text me, or WhatsApp me, or whatever you want to. Just send the details to me, and I'm happy to forward it to the bankers and get you connected so that you can get the informed decisions. So yeah, just look after yourself, guys, and pretty much that was pretty much it. If it's any confusion there, just I'll just put a link underneath for you to just refer to the SRO website, and just go ahead and check the information out. Very beneficial, very good scheme. As I said, in the last month and a half too, I've referred about 8 or 10 people, and they've all been very happy, because the market is as such at the moment that it's very sentimental with the interest rates going up and everything changing. So probably it might be that if you enter this scheme with the government, you can secure a house rather than being in the rental rut where everyone is running for rentals at the moment and there's not much availability. So you can become a homeowner, part homeowner with the government, and assist you further. So look into this and let me know if there's any questions. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks guys, have a good one. Speak to you soon.